The right to freedom of thought and religion is enshrined. So sorry, we've gone directly. Forgive me about that. It is Rex Arthur TV, the Rex Arthur Show, where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and an LGBTQ approach and a humanistic approach in an LGBTQ plus planet. And we are going on with the UDHR marathon. So sorry, I ignored the introduction, and we are doing the UDHR, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, because it's very important for us to know the rights that are accorded to us as humans all over the world. And Article 18 or LAP 18 says everyone has a right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. Very important right. So you have a right and you're free to think, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, that is to know what is good and right to you. Yes, because what is good and right to you, that's your freedom. And religion, freedom of having a belief system. Now, this right includes freedom to change. You can change your religion. Yes, you can, from a Muslim, you become a Buddhist. From a Buddhist, you become a Christian. From a Christian, and then, or you can change your belief. From a Christian, you become an atheist. Then, from a Muslim, you become an atheist. From an African traditionalist, you become a Muslim. And to change religion or belief, and freedom to manifest your religion or belief in teaching. So you can teach your religion, your new religion. You can teach your belief. You can practice your religion or your belief. You can worship and observe your religion or belief. So you can even start a new, like I told you, you can worship anything. I can decide to worship a cow. No, not a cow. People worship cows. I can decide to worship a stone that was found in the Red Sea. And I put a shrine. And I say that every 6 a.m. we will bow down before this stone, because this is the stone that fell from the sky when God created the earth. You know, I can create a story. I have a right to follow the worship of the Red Sea stone. And I have a right to teach about the theology of the Red Sea stone. And nobody can stop me. So this is the sad thing, is that sometimes this right is abused. But understand something about these rights and freedoms. They are inalienable. We are born with them. You see, Moses came and gave he a religion called Judaism. In fact, it was not even called Judaism. It was just called the worship of Yahweh. Okay, Prophet Muhammad came with a religion called Islam. You see, Joseph Smith came with a religion called Mormon, the Church of the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. So, nobody could go and arrest Joseph Smith for bringing a new religion. This was where the Catholic Church made a mistake. They really violated, because they did not understand. They wanted humans to follow one system, forgetting that human beings are creative, and one of them is freedom of thought. You can think anything, and that thing you think can give you a new religion. Today you can wake up and say, we're going to worship the sun that rises at 12 noon, because that time there is no shadow. And every 12 noon, this cult gathers and prays to the sun until 1 p.m. And that's the end. That's a religion. You can make millions and millions of religions. Look at AI religion. It is being made. Have you stoned them? You can't stone them. They are exercising their freedom of religion and thought. Now, these guys have said, the International Covenant also goes on to say, no one shall be subject to coercion which would impair his freedom to have or to adopt a religion or belief of his choice. Freedom to manifest one's religions or beliefs may be subject only to such limitations as prescribed by law and necessary to protect public safety, order, health, or morals, or the fundamental rights and freedoms of others. Okay, this is very good. As I told you, this one can be abused. You know what happened to Jonestown when Jim Jones forced the people to take Kool-Aid? And I wonder it was called Kool-Aid. You know, Dambiza Moyo has a book called Dead Aid. I don't know whether to Kool-Aid. And so Jonestown was an abuse of the states have a right to impose limitations on this freedom on the basis of public safety, or though morals, I really don't agree with any limitation based on morals, because morals are relative. I agree on public safety, order, and health, because you know there are some cults which they tell their people do not eat certain foods or do not go for vaccination. No, there the state can intervene and can control that cult. And on the fundamental rights and freedoms of others, yes, there are some cults which call for the killing of people, like Nazi Germany. They called for the killing of gays and Jews. Yes, that one, the state, the powers that be, had to intervene and rein in Nazi Germany for perpetrating genocide in the name of religion. And so state parties to present covenant undertake to have respect for the liberty of parents and, where applicable, legal guardians to ensure the religious and moral education of their children in conformity with their own convictions, respect the exclusive character of the responsibility of Secretary General. Yeah, so you have to have respect for the liberty of parents and legal guardians to ensure the religious moral education of their children in conformity with their own convictions. So parents are allowed to indoctrinate their children. That is what they have said. So if you're a child, sorry, you will find yourself your parent will give you their religion and you will not have a say until you become an adult. So that's why Islam, if all factors remain constant, it shall be the religion of the world, in the sense that most people will be Muslim, because the many children are being born in Muslim families more than in any other religion. Unless things change, who knows? I was thinking to myself, maybe one day Arabs will just become atheists. Yeah, it can happen. That's a possibility. That's why, if all factors remaining constant, meaning some factors may not remain constant. All right, let's see what Africans say. The family shall be the natural unit and basis of society. Okay, there you are. So Africans are a bit socialist, because for me, it's not the family that is the natural unit and basis of society. It's the individual, because without an individual, there's not family. And that's for me. It shall be protected by the state, which shall take care of its physical health and moral. You see, they love morals. Jesus Christ. The state shall have the duty to assist the family, which is the custodian of morals and traditional values recognized by the community. Yeah, that's Africa. The state shall ensure elimination of discrimination against women and also ensure the protection of rights of women and the child as stipulated in international declarations and conventions. The aged and the disabled shall have a right to special measures of protection in keeping with their physical or moral needs. So, okay, the reason why I'm not attacking, morals are not bad. What I want you to understand, morals are customs. Now, the problem of customs, they are diverse. You see, some communities value female circumcision. You see? Now, in Africa, it's very hard to implement this Article 18 of the African Charter, because there are some communities that value female circumcision. And it is very hard to deprogram a community. In fact, now, the people who are programming their communities to stop female circumcision are doing it through education, but to the chagrin of those who support female circumcision. So for now, there will be a war. There will always be a war to transition. But later on, the supporters of female circumcision will disappear. And because of them programming the young children. If you program the young children not to accept female circumcision, and then you have girls who are not circumcised, that's how you'll end the female circumcision, because these girls will become mothers, and then they will do what? They will not circumcise their girls. The only problem is the war in the community would be, oh, you're not circumcising the girls, then our boys will not marry those girls. I'm speaking in the heteronormative mindset, because most communities are still heteronormative in the majority. So then the boys will not marry those girls, the straight boys. Let's just be clear. The straight boys. Of course, the gay boys will not bother. But the straight boys will not marry the straight girls who are uncircumcised. So what will this mean? The straight girls will need to marry from another community. So basically, it is reducing that community in size, and it is mixing the community. It's mixing it up. So in the span of 50 years, that community will become mixed up, because the straight girls have gone to marry from other communities who can marry uncircumcised women, and the straight men in their community who have refused to marry them will only marry the few straight women who have been circumcised. So what's going to happen is there is going to be diversification in that. Yeah, so in the global definition of a global citizen, so that we can have a picture of what is a real global citizen, that he tolerates everybody, he is a brother to everybody, he has no hate. Now, we inculcate, and I'm so happy the UDHR is translated in over 100 languages. So we will then translate this definition of a global citizen in every language in the world and teach them in school, and have a subject in primary school, secondary school, that is called global citizenship, to training everybody in the world that we are all citizens of one world. We may be citizens of many countries, but we are all citizens of one world. And this is what makes us global citizens. So it's a class, and that is how you program people. Please understand, programming is not a bad word. Education is programming. And we are always programming ourselves when we watch TV, when you're on the internet, on social media, when you're listening to radio. You are programming yourself. In your early childhood, you are programmed. But when you're an adult, you program yourself, because you now choose what you want to listen to, you choose what you want to read, you choose what you want to watch, and you choose what you want to do. So that is self-programming. And so when we program children to be tolerant individuals, you will see they will grow up to be like that. It's just like a child. If you teach a child to be a Muslim, you teach him Islam, he will be a very good Muslim. If you teach a child to be a Christian, he'll be a very good Christian. And he will do it well, because he's a very good receiver when he's a child. So if you teach a child to be a global citizen that tolerates and understands human rights, I'm telling you, you'll have that child. When he's an adult, he'll be a very good citizen of the world. It's as simple as that. And that's why we have UNESCO. And this is why UNESCO should work with every education ministry to have a course in primary school and secondary school that talks about being a global citizen. And you will see the changes in the country. And you even go to the effort of translating their syllabus into every language so that no race loses. All right, thank you so much for joining us for Article 18.